am going to attempt to be funny this morning because I was on time and I am feeling being on time this morning. All right? All right? Yes. Yes. A couple weeks ago, I did a show. I do stand-up. I did a show in Kansas City, and it was the first time I had ever been to Kansas City. And it was really nice, but it was also the first time I ever seen an Uber driver with a patch on his eye, right? Because my Uber driver had to come and take me to my hotel. And it was weird when I first saw him because he rolled down the window and he was like, "Are you Kevin?" And I looked in the window and I said, "Are you kidding me? Is that a patch on your eye?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I thought that, one of the qualifications was you needed 2 eyes to drive somebody around for Uber, okay? So, and I was scared because I was in the back seat and it was his right eye, so he was like coming over on people, and I did not know that he couldn't see that spot in his mirror, so. And you ever have somebody try to talk to you through the rearview mirror? So he was trying to talk to me through the rear view, but he didn't use the eye with the patch on it. He was using the good eye every time he looked in the mirror. He was like, "So where you from?" And I was like, "From Sellersburg, Indiana." He was like, "Sellersburg, where's that at?" Did it again. I was like, "Okay, it's the last question I'm gonna answer because I don't feel safe with you keep." But as you can see, I made it back, okay? Made it there and made it back, so I was happy about that. I also just realized a couple weeks ago that I am officially middle-aged, and I did not know that I was middle-aged, and it's kind of weird. I'm having a hard time dealing with that. And here's how you know when you've reached middle age, okay? Like when you don't know who you're supposed to hang with no more. That's how you know you're middle-aged. Because you're too old to hang with a lot of young people. But you're too young to hang with a lot of older people. And you hate hanging with people your own age because they starting to act old. Seriously. Went back home a couple weeks ago. It was a guy I went to high school with, used to wear nothing but Jordans, right? Nothing but Jordans. But then I seen him and he had on jeans and dress shoes together. And I was like, whoa. Wait a minute. Brad, what happened to you? Why you got on jeans and dress shoes together? And he had the perfect excuse. He was like, "What? My wife picked this out." And I was like, "Of course she did." It's because she don't want nobody else to have you, Brad. That's why she told you it was okay to wear cargo jeans and wingtips to Lowe's. Look like you going to work on cars at a church picnic. That's what you look like in the feet. Because that's why I will never wear jeans and dress shoes together. I don't care how old I get. I can't bring myself to do it. Not talking about anybody in here with jeans and dress shoes on. I promise I'm not. I'm just talking about the circle of friends that I have. I can't bring myself to do it in front of the circle of friends that I keep. Can't hang with a lot of young people either. Like, if you're under like 30, we can't really hang because people under 30 have their own language, okay? And you almost need a translator to figure out what somebody under 30 is talking about. And they know you don't know what they talk about because after every sentence they say, "You know what I mean?" No, I don't know what you mean. Like, dude came through here, he was wildin', you know what I'm saying? And I was like, "I know you don't want no smoke." And I was like, "You acting dumb stupid," you know what I mean? No. None of that makes sense. You just said a whole bunch of stuff and followed it up with, "Yeah, I mean." No, I don't. Same thing with older people, though. I love older people. They give great advice, but sometimes older people speak in riddles. Like, you ever ask an older person a simple question and they go into one of them long riddles? You be like, "Look here, let me tell you something, okay? Because, see, you win some, you lose some. But long as you stay in the game, you got a shot. Because even a broke clock is right 2 times a day." Know what I'm talking about? No, I got no clue what you're talking about. I just asked you if I could borrow $60. How's that riddle? How's that riddle supposed to let me borrow $60? Well, you know what they say, every two lies equal one part of the truth. No, I've never heard nobody say that ever. Never heard anybody say that ever. Man, so I'm getting excited about all the traveling I'm doing and stuff. And, you know, about to take this trip to LA. I don't know if I explained this to anybody. I have a comedy competition coming up in LA for the African American Film Festival, which is a huge comedy competition. And there was over 2,500 entries, and I'm one of 15 that got selected to do this competition, right? So I'm really excited about it, and I was telling my mom about it, and, you know, my mom always gives, like, the worst advice ever. You know what I'm saying? She's like, you know, she always thinks that I should tell the stories of when I was growing up. You know, she's like, you should tell them about the one time you got in trouble. I'm like, Mom, I don't like talking about that in public for real, okay? This is a therapy conversation, you know. Some of the stuff you did need to talk to with a counselor. You know, I can't tell people that I got in trouble. Like, we used to get in trouble for stuff that really wasn't our fault. Like, I remember one time, it was close to Easter. It probably was Easter. You know, we was dressed. We sitting on the porch. We waiting to go to church. My mom was still in the house getting dressed, right? Mom comes outside, car gone, okay? Car was gone. I'm sitting outside on the porch. Mom walk outside. She's like, where's my car at? I was like, I don't know. And I knew where the car was because I seen the dude pull up with the tow truck, attach the car, and drive off. But I didn't want to tell her that your car just got repoed. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, Kevin, I know you saw what happened to the car. Just tell me what happened to the car, and we can, you know. I said, look, some guy just came, pulled up, got out. He was real quick about it. He attached the car and he drove off. And she said, so you mean to tell me you just sat here and watched my car get repossessed and you ain't come get me? I was like, what was you gonna do about your car getting repossessed? I mean, so we didn't go to church that day. But the moral of the story is that wasn't my fault, okay? There was nothing you can do that your car got repossessed and we were sitting on the porch. And I'm definitely never going to tell that story until today, okay? This is the only time I will ever tell that story. My mom also talks to my daughter and tries to get my daughter to know. Like, sometimes when my daughter gets in trouble, she calls my mom and says, you know, Dad's tripping. You know what I'm saying? Dad's tripping or whatever. And then my mom will call me and say, you need to leave that girl alone because you wasn't perfect when you was growing up either. You know what I'm saying? My mom tries to remind me of stuff that never really happened. Like, my mama was like, you remember when you was 13 and you tried to run away from home? I was like, no, Ma. I remember that's the lie you made me tell the cops because you put me out for having a smart mouth. Since you know everything, I'm walking down the street with my book bag and the cops pull up. I was like, my mama was tripping, put me out. She was like, that ain't what happened. He ran away. You are so silly. Get in the car. But that's it. I appreciate y'all for laughing at me. My name is Kevin White. Thank y'all.